Let's get started. Okay, welcome to the Real P&L Trading Show, where I share my P&L on 4 separate accounts. I have 4 trading systems, each system in one account, so I've got 4 trading systems. And I share my proprietary safe wheel. One of those is a safe wheel. I save the safe wheel. I share that strategy for free. So let's get into, first of all, let's get some feedback. I want to make sure that my audio is working okay. Will says, you hear me loud and clear. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Be sure to post any questions that you have before the end of the broadcast. We're on a little bit of a delay, so sometimes the questions come in at the last second, and I'm not able to get to those, but I'll answer any and all questions that are about trading, of course. As long as you don't go too far off the rails. I've had people go off too far off the rails, and it's not really part of the subject matter. Okay, let's get into the earnings edge. You guys can see my screen here. And this is my earnings edge account. You can see what I traded last time. I started with TSM. That was a nice winner. And then I went to AXP. I closed that out for a nice winner too. So I'm doing quite well this year. 2 for 2, up $3,300. Nice. My account value is $93.53. Of course, there's nothing in the account right now, so you see that the P&L is not fluctuating. I don't have any positions in the earnings edge account, so I might put something on later today, but let's go ahead and pull the spreadsheet up and see how the account's doing there. What did I say it was? $93.53. 93.53. Okay, so with the earnings edge, you can see my last trade made 1,020. I've got 34 wins, 27 losses, 9 break-evens since my update in 2022. In fact, I have a kind of a newer update right now too, where I'm 2 for 2. But from 2022, 55% win rate, average win 711, average loss $622. You can see how I did in 2022, up 63%, when the market was down about 20. 2023, I was up 17%, market up 24. 2024 is down 33%, the market was up 23%. So far this year, I'm up 46% in the market. Let's see what the market's doing. SPY is trading at 599.75. Let's put that in there, 599.75. Okay, so this year the earnings edge is up 46%. The market's up 2.43%. So far, total from 2022, trading the earnings edge, I'm up 87%, and the market since that time is up 23.27. All right, let's get into the Premier Level 5 Pro. This is my larger account. This is where I do have most of my liquid net worth. Let's move this out of the way here and go into that specific account. I haven't added money or taken money out of the account or anything, so it's just exactly what the account is, the performance of the account, or what the net liquidation is what it's done. 473, let's call it 077, 473.077. So it was 467, now it's 473. So you can see I started trading the PL5 Pro on July 19th, 2024. Since then, and for 2024, about 16%, where the market was up 6.65% from that day. And so far in 2025, looks like I'm underperforming a little bit so far in 2025. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm up about 1%, and the market's up 2.43%. So the market's up pretty good, right? 2.43, yeah. But overall, since the July 19, 2024, the PL5 Pro is up 17%, and the market's up about 9%. So outperforming there, even in the bull market. Sometimes in the bull market, the Pro doesn't outperform, but it does outperform in all the other market types, which would be the sideways, the grind down, and the crash. And then sometimes in the bull market, it underperforms and sometimes in the bull market, it outperforms. It depends on what kind of bull market we're in. One with some volatility, it'll outperform. The bull market with no volatility, it'll underperform. All right, let's talk about the PL5 Pro Lite. PL5 Pro Lite. I mean, actually, next Tuesday, a week from now, I'm going to have a live training series on a live training webinar on the PL5 Pro Lite. I think we talk about that now. How to consistently beat the S&P 500 with a revolutionary PL5 Pro Lite trading system, all in less than 20 minutes a week without subjectivity, guesswork, or remaining dependent on anyone else. That's what I'm going to go over next Tuesday. And there's a link in the description, and you can register to be involved with that. And I have some really good stuff in there that I've never shown before. Good learning material in there. Okay, let's talk about the account. I can't bring it. This particular account I'm trading with ES. And so let me talk about a little bit the difference between the Pro Lite and the Pro. The Pro Lite is for accounts between $35,000 and $100,000, and I use the underlying ES. And also the price point is a little easier, lower, so you can easier to get in, lower barrier to the Lite program. And so this is the Lite program here using Interactive Brokers, my Interactive Brokers account. I can't share the whole screen because then my account number will show up. So you can see my account number starting to show there. But 33,749, that's my net lick, 33,749. And you can see my monthly videos, and I'll show that I haven't added or subtracted any money out of these accounts. So let's go to, so it's up from 32,836 to 33,749 this week. So you can see how the Pro Lite did. It started this one on July 16th, 2024, about the same time as the Pro. And in 2024, from that time frame, I did 10.22%, where the market was up about 4%. Now, so far this year, which has only been 21 days, the Pro Lite is up 2.07% and the market is up 2.43%. So just barely underperforming this year. But when you combine both, everything combined throughout the whole time frame, the Pro Lite is up 12.5% and the market's up about 6.5% over that same time period. So outperforming there as expected. All right. Let's talk about now the Safe Wheel. Safe Wheel. So this is my fourth account. Let's see if I can get the Safe Wheel up here. Get into the correct account here. This one should be, 5468. 5468. Let me put that in the spreadsheet. 5468. That's my net liquidation. 5468. Net liquidation, right? Not just realized gains or some offshoot of some trying to hide something. It's net liquidation. That's the bottom line. That's if you're a trader and you begin the year at $10,000, you want your net liquidation at the end of the year to be $12,000 or $13,000. You want it to be the net liquidation value. You don't care if your realized gains are $100,000 because your unrealized losses could be $110,000. Who cares? It's all about net liquidation. And if you agree with me, type in the chat there. I'd appreciate that. If you agree that net liquidation is really the metric that's important when you evaluate the performance of an account. If you agree with that, type in the chat. I'd appreciate that. I'd like to see who agrees with me there. All right, so we're talking about the Safe Wheel. Let's talk about 2022. We did 21.7%. The market was down about 19.5%. 2023, the Safe Wheel did 5.3%, and the market was up 24%, so it underperformed there. 2024, the Safe Wheel had its worst year that that's a big drawdown, the higher drawdown that I've ever seen with it, minus 14.55, and the market was up 23.8. So far this year, the safe wheel is down about 0.22%, about way less than 1%. And of course, the market's up 2.43. So overall, the safe wheel is at 9.36%, where the market's up 26.27% since the beginning of 2022. Notice that the safe wheel is underperforming, and I'm not hiding that. And this is based on net liquidation. If one of my accounts is underperforming, or all of my accounts are underperforming, guess what? You're going to see it. And you need to talk about also percentages too, not just how much money I made or lost. Oh, look, I made $100,000. Yeah, well, you started with $5 million, so that's not, it's about percentages too, right? You got to think in terms of percentages. What difference does it make if you make $200,000, but you started with 10 million, right? So what's the percent return? That's what's also significant. Okay, so there is the safe wheel performance. I'm going to actually trade the safe wheel right in front of you. I've traded pretty much every trade right in front of you, except for my little $5 calls that I buy on Fridays. But everything else I've traded right in front of you live here on the live stream. You can see I'm up to date. I'm up 34 bucks. So I'm actually up a little bit. So maybe this spreadsheet is off. Let's check this. 5,480. Oh yeah. This is backwards, I think. Let's try this. Let me fix this real quick because that's not correct. I just noticed that. Okay, so I'm actually up 0.22%, not down this year, right? Because I can see this. So I just saw that, caught that little error there. Okay, let's talk about what I'm going to do now. I see that I'm long 100 shares and my cost basis was $24. Remember, ABC, always be collecting. So my goal is always be collecting. So how am I going to collect today? So right now I own 100 shares. I want to write a covered call. But let's check the hedges first. So I have my long call that expires on Friday. I paid $6 for it. That's a hedge to protect the hedge. And that's fine. There's nothing to do with that. Now I have my put hedge. I'm long 3. I have 150 days left in this particular hedge. So my first question is, am I 100 days or less? No. Also, do I own 200 shares? No, so nothing to do there. And then is this strike, this $20 put strike, close enough within 70% of 23.54? Let's just do a quick check on that. 20 divided by 23.54. It's 84%, 85%. No problem at all. It's well within 70%. So there's nothing to do there. So now it's time to run the traditional wheel. I want to try to sell a covered call at the 24 strike or higher. I don't want to do it below the 24 strike because then I could get called away and take a loss. And let's see if I can get at least 24 bucks. I want to get at least 1%. And today is Tuesday, not Monday, so I have a little less time. Let's see what the 24 strike selling for. Okay, yeah. So the call is selling for around 30 bucks. So I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to just write a covered call against my 100 shares. I'm going to do one of those, and the mid price is 30. Maybe I can get 30 cents or $30 for it, and have that expire on the end of the week, or call me away. Okay, looks like I've filled. Okay, good. So that's the trade for the safe wheel. I trade this account once a week. Sometimes, on Fridays I buy this small call, but everything else is traded right here in front of you once a week. So collected, always be collecting. Collected $30 more, always collecting premium. Okay, great. Let's get into comments and questions. Will said he can hear me. Kevin, good morning. From Florida, right? Shovel was third, but he said he was first. Okay. SoFi to the moon. Okay, so it sounds like Shovel is long. I don't really go long or short. I have an edge, and the edge is selling option premium. And that is the difference between realized implied volatility and realized volatility. And the only way to take advantage of that is to not be directional. And if you use a traditional old school trading option structure, you're going to be directional. You have to use second and third order Greeks to get around being directional and actually mine that edge, mine the edge that's there with selling premium. Now, Shovel's just long, so in my opinion, he has a 50-50 shot of the stock going up or down. Less is more. Will the Earnings Edge training course be open soon? I don't have any. I don't have anything on my schedule to open up the Earnings Edge training at the moment. I might do something. Maybe I'll do something next month or the month after. Right now, I'm focused in on the PL5 Pro Lite, which is coming up next week. Go ahead and register for that if you would, if you're interested. Let's see. Holistic Trader. I'm not sure how I stumbled upon your channel, but I like that we both share profit and losses statements. It's super refreshing to see transparency like that. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know who you are. Maybe I'll check out. You must have a channel. There's only, as far as I can find so far, about 3 of us that share our P&L, our net liquidation that I found on YouTube. And if you guys find anyone else that does that, let me know. And if you're somebody that does it, Holistic Trader, I'll definitely check you out there. And absolutely spot on. Yeah, I think you're referring to the fact that it's about net liquidation. It's not about realized profits and hiding unrealized losses. Okay. And agree with you, Carl, especially when it looks great compared to a volatile market. Yes, so agrees with me on net liquidation is the standard for performance. Will asks, Carl, how are you and your family doing with all the fires in California? How are your properties? I live in Central California, and LA is a 4-hour drive. So, you know, think of it as somewhere else in the United States, it's probably 2 or 3 states away from me, right? So I don't see any smoke in the air or anything. I'm not even close to it. But hopefully everybody down in LA is doing well. You know, that's a bad situation down there. Well, hope all is well. Sure, in terms of fires and all that kind of stuff, not affected at all. Appreciate that, Will. Shovel is in the PL5. The record since last August is 7 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie with 2 current open trades. Both current trades are up around $3,000 total. Thank you, Mr. Shovel. I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing your record there. I do need to get with you, and I like to see your actual statements and everything like that, so I can, you know, have a verified situation. But you know, obviously, I know you're making money. I mean, I'm making money with the system. You can see it, so I don't doubt it at all. Holistic Trader, how much do you look to earn percentage monthly? I don't have a % monthly goal. I have a system that I trade. It is quantitative, and I take what the market gives me. Whatever I am given, that's what I take. Right? I don't say, oh, if I don't make 2%, I failed. I take whatever the system gives me because it's black and white. Shovel, last year I was up 7.5%, but I took a hit August 5th on another strategy, which wiped out a great year. Yes, we've talked about that. But I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you guys sharing how you guys are doing individually too. I think that's something that we can do here on this live stream. Well, besides net lick, I think beating the market is pretty important. Yeah, I mean, 99% of hedge funds can't beat the market. So if you can beat the market, you're way ahead of the game. These guys that touting, oh yeah, I make 10% a month, or 40% a year, 35% a year, real easily. Well, it's not that easy, because there's going to come times like August 5th that's going to wipe out your account or bring you down 40 or 50%. So yeah, I could make 35, 40%, 50% a year easily until the market crashes. I could do that all day long. That's not hard. But do you want to trade like that? Do you want to be living on the edge, waiting for the market to crash to take you down? I don't. So I like to hedge, and so I like to make returns and be prepared for all four markets, not just 3 out of the 4 markets. Less is more. Some YouTubers just share realized profits. What's your opinion on this? I think it's a realized profit scam. That's what I think about it. If you don't show your unrealized losses, things could happen. Like you could get margin called, because if your unrealized losses can take you down low enough to get margin called, and you'd have to liquidate at the worst possible moment. So how does that come into play, right? What do you think the brokers use to determine whether you should get a margin call or not? They just look at your realized gains? No, they look at your net liquidation value and determine the risk in that account. So if you just share your realized profits, I don't think that you are doing a good service. I think you're hiding things. That's my opinion, and I think most people would agree. Do you think there's any good buying opportunities for real estate with all the fires? I thought about that, but I doubt it. The problem is there's people with just so much money, like maybe the hedge funds or what have you, that are going to go in, and if prices get down below a certain level, they're just going to come in and swoop up everything, because they know, they need a return on their money, and maybe they don't get a return on it for 2 or 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, but it's going to be there. Those property values aren't going to go down too much, I wouldn't think. I mean, LA, even though there's a lot of people down there, but it's just the weather is so nice. It's so hard to find good weather like that and live in the United States. So I just don't see the property values going down that much. And just my opinion. I mean, I really have no idea. I'm not a professional about any of that. Holistic trader, yes, I should have said what the average. Some people need to know the average percentage that's realistic. Yeah. I mean, percentage is really what it's about, because like I said before, you could have a $10 million account. If you make $100,000, like, okay, you could have done better with that with treasuries. But if you only talk about the $100,000 that you made, or a lot of times people are making, a lot of these YouTubers are making so much money with their courses or what they're selling, and they're just funneling money into the account, and they show their net liquidation and they're up $300,000. Well, that's because they didn't make that trading. They put it into the account. So that's why every month I'll show you my account, but also I'll show you what I like about Schwab is I have the ability to show you in that screen how much money was added or subtracted from the account, because that's significant, because it's all about percent returns, right? Because if I added $200,000 and my net liquidation went up by $200,000, well, who cares? Well, if you don't know how much money I added to my account and you just think, oh, look, you went up by 200,000, again, hiding the truth, hiding all of the facts. I see that all the time. Carl, does have expected gains per year based on back test for each system? Not sure it's a goal. Yeah, I mean, I do have, if I were to be under expectation, I mean, I do have expectations in terms of, my back test and my forward test and just kind of what I think should happen, but I don't know what kind of market's coming up. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future. So I don't know how, what kind of returns I'm going to get. I just don't know, because whatever the market does, that's what I'm going to take. Now, based on prior markets, I could have an idea, but I don't really have expectations, because I don't know what the future is. I can't predict the future. So 270 man Mike says, like the video. Yes, please hit that like button. I'd appreciate that. If you guys believe in what I'm doing, which is sharing my net liquidation, and I also have each system set up, right? Each system it has an account. So if I'm running that system, that's the only thing I'm doing with that account, right? So you know the performance of that system in that individual account. And also you can see my net liquidation. Let's see, less is more. I really like the end of the month reviews. You do keep those going, please. Oh, absolutely. Yep, I will do that for sure. Okay, one thing I like to say in parting is if the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? I'll be back next week, and I'll see you all then.